All right. Welcome, everyone, to How Builders Think, a podcast all about Lego Star Wars and how people think when they build their mocks. My guest today is a recent newcomer to the Lego Star Wars community, making his channel back in November 10th, 2019. Please welcome the Brick Whisperer.
Hello, guys. I don't really know what else to say, but hello. I'm super excited to get this to start recording the podcast.
Awesome. So, I guess along those lines, is there anything you want to share with the audience, either about yourself or about your channel, before we just start into getting into questions and stuff?
There's really only one thing. So I am building Mustafar in Lego. Um, at the time of the recording of this, I don't know if it'll still be going on by the time of video release. But if you haven't checked out my channel, then check it out to see if you can find some update videos. Mustafar is gonna look awesome, so you should go check him out and subscribe if you haven't to Clone Plays and me.
Why, thank you. All right, so that sounds cool. So I guess my first question, I'll gear it towards what you just said. So how did you go about planning how you're gonna do Mustafar? If you don't want to share too much, so you can save it for your channel updates, that's fine too.
I'll say a little bit because I haven't told a lot about it in my videos. So Mustafar. I'm planning to have it 2 to 3 base plates long and only one wide. It being a very like a vertical mock. You'll look at it straight on. I said this in my announcements video, but I'm planning to have the Separatist leader Slaughter in there, and I'm probably gonna have 2 Anakin versus Obi-Wan scenes. I'm gonna have the scene where Anakin burns up, and I'm probably gonna have a scene where they are fighting on like the lava robots or the robots that like scoop up the lava. Pretty much all I want to reveal right now.
Sounds good. So you're gonna be doing like 3 different scenes where like the Separatist Council's there, and then you're gonna have the 2 Anakin and Obi-Wan scenes.
Yeah, I might have a landing pad with Anakin's Jedi Starfighter on it too, but that depends on how much time I have after I finish the bulk of the mock.
Nice. I'm excited because you said it's a vertical mock. How tall do you think you're gonna make your mock?
I mean, I have a reference photo, but it's difficult to explain. But it's the mock will be like the Separatist leader Slaughter is on like the little platform that's like attached to the rock wall or like a rock mountain, I guess. And I plan to have that rock mountain um, pretty large, and it'll be hanging off the edge, and there'll be lava flowing through, and then the lava will go all the way through the mock.
Sounds pretty neat. I'm excited to see how you do your lava, because I've seen a lot of mocks where people do different builders do different types of fluid placement or liquid placement. I mentioned it once in someone's stream, but I'm one of those people that just dumps all the studs everywhere because I'm too lazy to sit there and place each individual stud. So which type of builder are you? Are you the one that sits there and meticulously places every stud for your liquids or your water mainly? Or are you like me where you just dump the whole container on it?
Um, I actually don't plan to use studs.
Okay.
I'm fine to say it on here. So it is. I'm planning on using either a snot technique or like a plate or a tile technique to get like the lava to get like orange and red and yellow mixed in.
Nice. I can't wait to see it. So I guess changing topics just a little bit. So going broadly, what got you into Lego Star Wars and wanting to make YouTube videos about it?
First, getting me into Lego Star Wars. Um, I think it was probably for a birthday when I was 5, or a birthday or Christmas when I was 5, and I got 1 or 2 Lego Star Wars sets, and I just really enjoyed them because I'd seen some of the Star Wars movies, and I enjoyed watching. We watched like one episode of Clone Wars, me and my dad together every single night, So like
Nice.
right before I went to bed, as a little 5-year-old brick whisperer, we watched an episode of the Clone Wars, and I just really liked it a lot, and I ended up getting a Lego Star Wars set or two, and I really enjoyed them, and I just started getting more and more, and I just really enjoyed them. I went through a phase where I didn't really like Lego Star Wars and liked Ninjago, but then I grew back into Lego Star Wars as I like rewatched a lot of the movies and watched Clone Wars again.
Nice. Yep, that's the same for me. I've had different moments in my life where I've wanted to do the other themes, like as my main theme, but Lego Star Wars has always held my attention, so I'm with you there. I was really into when Ninjago was first coming out, when it was doing what, like that pre-season or whatever, when all the bad guys were the skeletons. I was super into Ninjago. I didn't buy any of the sets, and I kind of regret that because I really do like all those skeleton enemies. But then they went into like the snakes, and then after that, whatever else came after that, and I was like, ah, okay, I will just focus on Star Wars now.
Yeah, what got me really out of Ninjago is I used to watch the Ninjago show, like because there was a show, and
Yeah.
I because I would just watch the episodes as they came out, all the way up to like season 7 or 8 of Ninjago, and then I just stopped watching it. And then when you miss like 2 episodes, you don't understand anything else because stuff changes so much in just one episode. So I like stopped watching it for a while. When I came back, it was like super different, and I didn't understand it. So I was like, nope, I'm done with Ninjago. I'm going back into Star Wars.
Yeah, I think the last like almost full season I saw is when they were fighting when Ninjago was like in the future or something, and they were fighting all the robots and the Overlord, I think is the name of the main
Yeah.
antagonist. That was the last that was the last season I saw most of the episodes, and then after that I lost interest, and I have no idea. So now when the new set's coming, I'm like, I don't know what anything these are except for when they do that. Like when they just did the classic wave, where it's like, oh, okay, I know all these characters, or I recognize them at least. So how do you, kind of switching topics again? How do you go about planning and preparing which different mocks or planets or bases you're gonna do for your different videos, or for whatever builds you want to do?
For one of my most recent mocks, it's not been posted on my channel yet, but it should be soon. I had a stud shooters, and I was just playing around with them one day. I don't know what I was doing, but I was just playing around with them to the side, and I ended up like sticking them together in a way that made them look like a tree. So I made an entire Kashyyyk mock and used those as the trees. It was a small Kashyyyk mock, but I used those as the trees, and that was my inspiration for that. So sometimes it's just a technique that I figure out or see, but most of the time I'm just looking through my figure collection and I see a figure, or I watch a Clone Wars TV show or something, and I'm like, man, that'd be really cool to make a mock of. And then I'm like, it'd be perfect because I have these pieces and I have this, and then I make a mock of it.
Nice. Yeah, I always like when I see people or different builders use common parts. Like I would say right now the stud shooter is like one of the most common Lego Star Wars parts, even though I wish it wasn't. And using it in a way that's more creative than its original purpose of just being a stud shooter, you turned it into trees, for instance. I've seen other people do such things with other common parts, and they've made some really unique shapes or buildings just out of these super common parts. So I hear you keep mentioning the Clone Wars a lot. So I have a guess already, but which era of Star Wars is your favorite?
It's the Clone Wars era.
Nice. That's a good era to have as your favorite. That's my favorite as well. There's just so much that I enjoy that from that era the most outside of the other two. The sequels, I don't, there's a lot to not desire, I guess is the way I want to say it. And as much as I love the Galactic Civil War, which is the Empire versus the Rebels, I think the
Mm-hmm.
clones versus the droids is a lot better because it's like two actual armies going up against each other instead of the Galactic Empire, which is a superpower in the galaxy, versus a band of rebels for most of the movies and the shows. And then the sequels is the same is very similar to the Empire versus Rebels. So I think the Clone Wars is the best. The clones are lovable. They're great characters. The droids are deadly in some episodes, and other episodes they're comedy relief, which is okay because it works most of the time. And just seeing more of the Clone Wars, because in the movies we literally saw the beginning and the end of it, but we never saw anything in between. So I really love the Clone Wars show. I recently just rewatched well, all of the episodes that have clones in them, so I could start working and actually putting my army building project into fruition and actually start working on it.
Yeah. I'm going to elaborate a bit more on why the Clone Wars era is my favorite. It's one because I have the most minifigures from that era. Clone Troopers. I just have a lot, and that's probably one of the reasons because I can make a lot of mocks because I have a lot of the characters from that era. Also, because I grew up in between episodes 1, 2, and 3, and 7, 8, and 9. So, and in between the era, really the only Star Wars stuff that came out is Clone Wars stuff, and I watched that and I loved it. And nostalgia reasons, like watching it with my dad, and it's just like fond memories.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. When I was growing up, when the Clone Wars show was actually coming out, for me it came out every Friday around 5 p.m. So I'd like go to school, do all the school stuff, and then I could come home on Fridays and be super excited because I knew another Clone Wars episode was gonna come out. So it was great to be able to grow up with it, and people can still, uh, families and kids can still grow up with it today. It's just a little bit different than having it come out one episode at a time each week and having it build. Whereas now you can watch the entire thing if you want in like a week or two. But I feel like it's still a good thing for people if they choose. They can have their families grow up on it. But yeah, how do you so I guess also switching topics. So like going back to your mocks and your builds and stuff, how do you go about making your YouTube videos? Like your what kind of like editing do you for those in the audience who might be interested in making their own YouTube videos, like how do you go about making yours?
What I do is I just try to explain as much of the mock as I can because when you're creating something, you know exactly what it is, but then when other people look at it, they have a hard time figuring it out. So I try and explain a lot of the things in the mock. I also try and get as many angles on it as I can because I don't keep my mocks together. I break them apart afterwards. So I try and get as many angles as I can because if I'm ever looking back on videos and I'm like, man, that mock was amazing, I want to remake that mock, then I can because I really I you see the entire thing and you see all the sides of it. And as for editing software, I really just use iMovie on an iPad. It works for what I need it to do.
Nice. That's definitely I've heard other people use it for those who use iPads or their iPhones and stuff like that. For me, I have access to Premiere Pro, so that's what I use for at least editing the videos. When I was back at home, I would use my family's camera, which was a one of those more high end kind of cameras. So it was a dedicated camera. Now that I'm here at university, it'll be on my Android phone, which has an okay camera, but it's definitely not the same quality as the higher end camera that I used to use, but it should work all right. Um, I am the same way as well though with mocks, especially when I was back home because I didn't have too much space in the Lego room that I had. So I always had to disassemble my mocks afterwards. And I think you've seen it. If you can't, I can't remember right now, but my Lego live streams, and for those in the audience who have or haven't seen them, so a lot of my sets and mocks got disassembled to be part of my parts collection. The only thing I've saved is that snail tank mock that I recently showcase off my YouTube and the updated one as well, or like the update video I made. That's the only thing I still have, and a few of the other sets that I can use to make stop motions with.
Okay.
Yeah. I just lost my train of thought there. But yeah, so I understand. It is really I've seen people say it when they go to people's streams and they're like the stream is all about disassembling mocks and people go in there and like, "Oh no, already?" and stuff like that. But it makes sense for a lot of us cuz a lot of us don't have a ton of space or a ton of parts, so we have to reuse those parts every single time. But the way that I, along with making YouTube videos on my different mocks and stop motions and stuff, the way that I've gone about to be able to recreate them is I've made a few instructions for my mocks, the snail tank, for example, and a few other ones. Apparently, the sniper Droidica video that's super popular on my channel for whatever reason, I've made instructions for that one as well. So I can now always go back and remake those or make multiple if I need them for a specific thing. So it's worked out so far. People seem to enjoy them, as far as I have heard. I should be able to. I should be having more on my Rebrickable page. I don't want to say soon. Eventually, whenever I have time to get to them now.
Um, yeah, the reason I can't really make instructions is because, well, I use an iPad for my editing and for the bulk of my channel stuff. You can't make custom instructions, at least on the Bricklink builders forum or whatever. I haven't really tried Rebrickable. I've heard of it and I've visited the site, but I haven't tried making instructions from it.
So Rebrickable is just a website that you can upload instructions. You don't actually make instructions on it. So yeah, that would definitely be a hindrance if you wanted to make instructions with just if you since you said you're only using an iPad.
A family member has a MacBook or MacBook Pro. I don't know. I know there's probably a large difference for whoever's interested in tech, but I don't really know. It does not allow you to make instructions on it either. You need like a specific software, and it won't download the software. So I'm stuck right now because I have a few mocks that I want to make instructions for, but I can't. So they're just sitting around taking up space.
One day you'll be able to make some instructions for them. It'll just take some time. I only recently started getting into it just because I knew uh I've kind of like I kind of have an understanding of how my future is going to look at the moment for these next couple of years and these next few months especially. So I just cuz I have access to a laptop and stuff like that, so PC laptop. So I was able to spend some time making the instructions and stuff. And it's a good benefit for the community because now other people can make those mocks and enjoy them, and then it's a benefit for me because like I said, I can now remake whatever mock I really enjoyed, and if I need to, like my snail tank, if I do a Kashyyyk mock or something like that and I need multiples of my snail tank, I can do that. Now the problem is having all the parts to do it, but I at least have the instructions that I can make uh, multiples of stuff, which is nice. Unless you have anything else you want to share about that, let's move into yeah. Do you have anything else you want to share about that?
No, I can't really say that I do.
Okay, then let's move into trivia time, which is the part of the podcast where I ask the guest 3 to 4 specific questions about their YouTube channel, and they have the opportunity of guessing what the answers are. Are you ready for trivia time?
Yes.
All right. So, trivia question number 1. What do you include in every mock video on your channel?
In every mock bit video, I have um I use plates, of course, in every mock video, but some more like unusual parts. I use orange plate in every single one of my mocks. Um, the reason being, I have or I use orange plate or blue plate in every single one of my mocks. The reason being, I have a ton of both those colors of plate, and I use that to hold the plates together, like the larger, correct colored plates. And I use them because I have a lot of 1x2s, 1x4s, and I use those to hold the plates together instead of using a color of plate that I would use on top of the mock.
Interesting. I did not know that. Let me specify my question a little bit more. What what build is included in every single mock?
That's difficult to say because I don't really use sets in my mocks. I normally just make it like a landscape.
Right.
So, I can't really say I have a specific build that is included in every single mock.
Okay. So the answer that I have, as far as I've been able to tell, the one thing that's in every single one of your mocks is a Lego Star Wars mini kit.
Yeah, it is in um almost all of them. I don't have it in my vehicle mocks.
Yeah, I probably should have specified that question. I meant like the mocks that include terrain and stuff. My bad.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah.
that's fine.
Is there a reason you include a mini kit in every single mock?
Um, because I used to play the Star Wars games or the Lego games. I had one of the oldest versions. It was on a DS, and I played the game a lot, and I don't know. I just have a lot of memories of it, and I remember being so excited like every time I found a mini kit because they were like difficult to find, and so I one day I it was when I was building my very first mock. I was like, hey, it'd be cool, or my first mock on my channel. I was like, hey, it'd be cool to put in a mini kit. And then I've been trying to put it in a lot of my mocks ever since.
Nice. Yeah, I remember playing Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga is the one that I have, and getting all the mini kits. There's the last time I played that game. It's been a lot. It's been a long time since I've last played that game. But last time I played it, there's one mini kit that I can't get because it's one of those time trial ones. So I'll probably never get it, but it's okay. Uh, so trivia question number 2: how many videos of yours are set in the Clone Wars era?
I'd probably guess around 5.
Pretty close. I probably should have also mentioned to let you know all of these answers that I'm sharing with you and the audience were gathered on the 9th. So it's probably slightly, a lot of these numbers, specific numbers, are probably way different now than they were then. But I'm holding you accountable to the numbers that I picked. But you were very close. It was actually, as of the 9th, it was 7. 7 videos were set in the Clone Wars era. Now, I probably should have wrote if that was like half the videos or something like that, but I think it's like about a third at least. I think.
Wow, 7. Huh.
Well, now probably 8, right? Because you're
Yeah, I posted on
future.
Borrow Mock.
Yeah, so it's more than 7 now, but as of the 9th, it was 7. So moving on, moving on to trivia question number 3. What is your most popular video to date on YouTube?
Oh, that is a really easy one. It's my 100 subscriber mock contest. It has last I checked, it had like 160 views, and it is one of my most recent videos. Around double the amount of views I normally get on a video within like 48 hours, 72 hours, which is crazy that I got 160 views on the video, but it makes sense. When people say contest, they try and enter so they can win the prize.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense that it would be the most popular. I had to double check right now. I think your mock contest announcement video came out after I gathered my answers. So the original answer I had was actually your Lego Christophsis mock was actually the most popular with right as of right now when I'm looking on your YouTube, it's 125 views. But yes, you are right. As of right now, now that I'm double checking my numbers, your 100 subscriber mock contest video is the most popular with currently 167 as of right now. So you are right. You had me a little concerned there, so I had to double check because you were very, you were very adamant, you were very confident in the right answer. So I wanted to double check, which I'm glad I did. So final question, trivia question number 4. When did you get your sig fig?
So I I designed it. I was looking through Clone Army Customs, probably a month and a half, so 6 weeks, 7 weeks ago.
I would say that's pretty close. I don't know how many weeks ago, but as of the 8th, or as of the 9th, rather, the day was June 30th, 2020. I think is the first day on your YouTube channel that you posted about it or something.
Probably, because I posted about it, or I didn't post anything in like my sig was changing because I didn't really have a profile picture. I don't remember what it was before. Oh yeah, it was a crown. I had a crown. I don't even know why. And I ended up change. I It was in my Clone Army Customs haul, but I didn't really mention it at all in the video. I just changed it to my profile picture and didn't say anything about it. April 30th, I think, is probably around the time that I got it.
Nice. That's probably when you got it. As far as YouTube is concerned, I found that it was June 30th was the first time that you could see your new sig fig in a video. What is your sig fig? What parts is your sig fig using?
As far as Clone Army Customs, I used the 501st Trooper inverted helmet, armored skirt or whatever, the Kama, I think. Kama, I don't quite know how it's pronounced. I've heard it pronounced both ways. That is the Kama with a white stripe going all like through the middle of it. I don't know the specific term on Clone Army Customs. And then the shoulder, or the, yeah, like the cloth on their shoulders, I also don't know the correct term for, but like both shoulder pads, and it has like a little ammo pouch hanging down, and it's the blue. Um, Both of the cloths are blue. He has the blue, silver, and white jetpack on, and he has a rebel blaster.
Nice. Your sig fig looks pretty cool. I like it. It's a lot better than my sig, I would say, because my sig fig is just a lot of. Well, right now, since I moved to university, I haven't announced it yet, but my sig fig has changed. It's no longer the animated P1 clone. Now it's the movie style P1 clone. And yeah, I don't have anything too fancy on him. All the stuff that's on him are official Lego parts, but nothing too fancy. So I like yours. Yours is really nice and it looks pretty cool.
Thanks.
So we've come to the end. That's everything that I've had prepared. So where can people go to reach out to you or go watch your videos?
Um, of course, on YouTube, they can check the Brick Whisperer, which is my channel. To reach out to me, you can probably reach out to me through Discord. I have a Discord server. Um, I It's called Brick Whispers. Clone Plays. I can send you the link, and you can put it in the description, so it's easier for them to find it.
Yep, I can definitely put
Um,
that in the description box below.
so far, it's just been a few of my fans and I just chatting on it. But it's really fun to be on.
So Discord servers are pretty fun. I would recommend to the audience, those who are watching, definitely go check out the Brick Whispers Discord server. Sounds like there's some fun people over there. And also just check out the other Lego Star Wars creators you might follow. They probably have Discord servers too. I'm a part of a few, and it's quite fun to see all the random things that get posted and all the Lego Star Wars builds, because most Discord servers have a text channel to showcase your builds and stuff like that, or different contests that you can enter in your builds and stuff into. Um, and the last thing we wanted to show before we close out is I asked you to send me a clip. So you want to share what people are going to see in this clip?
So it's just a short trailer slash announcement for my Mustafar mock. Um, it's from my Mustafar mock announcements video.
Hopefully this podcast episode comes out when the Mustafar stuff is still relevant. If not, my apologies. Probably means I got stuck in editing. But this has been How Builders Think, all about Lego Star Wars and different builders in the community or in Lego Star Wars creators and how they think about going about building their builds. And I've been Clone Plays, the host. My guest has been the Brick Whisperer. Thank you for watching this. We'll see you in the next one, and goodbye.